My name is Penaherrera. I'm the Chief Flavor Officer, Chief Executive Officer, and founder of Pancibus and inventor of Chalsa. Chalsa is an all-natural product, a fusion between a chutney and a salsa, and everything condiment for anything that you legitimately can eat throughout the whole entire day. Launched my company about 2.5 years ago in a literal shoebox apartment size during the midst of the pandemic in Jersey City. A couple months before the pandemic, I just had an idea, how to use my creativity. I always did enjoy cooking, but not to a professional degree. And I was like, you know what? I think salsa is a good idea. Let's just start there. Who doesn't like a salsa verde? And I just remember every day coming back from work and essentially I call it the tasting and development process. And I remember just sitting at the literal 900th batch of my salsa verde, and I was like, this is great. If you were to go to the grocery store, there's upwards of 15 different types of salsa products. The market's incredibly saturated. It's just too much salsa. And I was like, I need something else. I need something that transcends just the concept of eating salsa. And I remember being in the lab or the kitchen in Jersey City. What if I started incorporating more, let's call it traditional Indian spices? And I started adding different things, tamarind, ginger, not to get too much opening in the secret box. And I realized, I was like, this tastes different. And I was like, what do I name this, right? What do you name something you invented? And I was like, Mexican Indian salsa. And I was like, that is a horrible name. That's just a word jumble. I'm like, that takes like 6 seconds to pronounce. Essentially, this was a mango chutney that was being fused with a salsa verde. And I was like, Chalsa. And like a literal light bulb, just like bing, like from the cartoons. And I was like, Chalsa. And it rolled right off my tongue, and I was like, wow. And then, a lot of customers ask, what are the ingredients you use? One, we use no canned items. The base is literally tomatillos that we take the skin off, and we prep, and we hand roast, and everything to the fruit itself. We use no canned fruit. And that means there's no added sugars. This is the natural occurring sugars in the product. And then from there, I realized this is appealing to nutritional vigilant people. It's lactose free. It's also vegetarian, vegan. And I was like, my product literally can be eaten by anyone. And then I smiled. We get Chalsa, but what does your brand mean? And the best way to describe it is the bird migrates looking for flavor. That is the eye of creation in the center, which relates to our ability to create. And then you have this little flower here that represents our new products coming from the ground, the spoon in the bird's mouth, and most importantly, the bird, our logo. The way I see it is that the first 2 countries that stopped that were Mexico and India. And going forward, who knows? Where do we go next? Yeah, so we currently have 4 SKUs available. Each one is available in mild and spicy. I had an existing love for mangoes. So each of our fruit-forward flavors have mango in them. So our 3 fruit flavors are mango pineapple, mango peach, and the last flavor actually is our second most popular, is the original non-fruit. It's funny, we call it the original, but it was actually the last flavor created. What people say about the product is, versus a hot sauce, our product is flavor first, spice second. That's what adds to the product's versatility, is that you're able to, one, incorporate it into foods, since you're able to get that spice more on the back end. And when I say this, literally marinade, topping, dip, simmer sauce, and general flavor enhancer. Those are like the main ways that the product can be used. And currently, we are selling at our own Shopify website store, and we ship throughout the domestic United States. We are also in 3 smaller grocers, the West Side Market in New York, Common Market in Frederick, and last but not least, we're also in Yes Chef. Jody and Clint have been nothing short of amazing. Literally, when I started my business, they were a few tables down in shared kitchen. And I just remember, Clint being the chef he is, and Jody always using him and their team as just to gather feedback. And, they've been super helpful in my journey. Last but not least, I think just, my business partner, my mother, my legal business partner, and she, without her, I don't think I would have been able to create this product. She's given me the motivation, and not only the motivation, but just the strategic aspect. Having her knowledge and her advice throughout the process has been just so valuable, and her experience, I know where I got my imagination and creativity from. That's my mom. And if you're looking for flavor in your life, Chalsa is the answer. The best way to describe it, if flavor were magic, Chalsa is the one. So essentially, if you want a condiment that is clean, healthy, and most importantly versatile, even if you do have also dietary restrictions, Chalsa is that condiment. So I thank you, and I just from the bottom of my heart really support every single customer who's not only bought a Chalsa, who's also just sampled it. So, and everything condiment for anything.